What's up, everybody? Welcome to Disc Golf Nerd Plastic Podcast. Just want to check in with you guys today, let you know what's been going on with me. I haven't been doing a lot of throwing. Unfortunately, the weather here has been very uncooperative. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but it's just been really cold and actually a little bit snowy Portland. The funny thing is, like, we'll get like a couple inches of snow and it'll like shut down the city. Like the other day, it took me 4 hours to get home from work when it usually takes me like 15 minutes. And we had like 3 inches of snow. You know, but there's basically no infrastructure to deal with any of it, so we just get destroyed. If it snows, like the whole town just gets shut down. It's ridiculous. So that's kind of put a hamper in my ability to get out and do as much testing as I'd like to. I feel bad I haven't finished testing either of the drivers that Jerry from Basket Basher sent me, so I apologize for that. I'll definitely be trying to get those out as soon as possible. I'm also testing the Innova Shrike right now, which, based on its first couple throws, I'm digging it so far for sure. G-Star Shrike, so look for the review on that one as well. Hopefully you guys had a good Christmas, happy holidays, a good New Year, and all that stuff. I mostly laid low for the holidays. I didn't do a whole lot. I did go on my little birthday getaway to Stub Stewart to play some disc golf. We'll get to that in a little bit. To be honest, I had a little bit of a rough holiday season myself. My mom unexpectedly passed away maybe a couple weeks before Christmas. It all became kind of a blur after that. We got hit with this huge snowstorm, or again, it wasn't even that big of a snowstorm. It was like 4 or 5 inches, but I got stuck on the way home from work. It took me like 4 hours. Like I said, I got home. The next day we had a snow day, and I was hanging out. Everything seemed fine. I went and played some FIFA with my good friend who lives over a couple blocks over. And I got home. We were eating some dinner, and I just got a call from my dad that, yeah, she had just passed away unexpectedly. We still don't really know what happened. I'm not sure why I'm really telling you guys this. I guess just to let you know what I've been going through, I guess, for whatever that's worth. So it's kind of, been a little bit of the holidays were kind of a blur after that. Did my best to try to like hold it together and enjoy Christmas the way I feel like she would have wanted me to. So, didn't do a lot of throwing though in that whole stretch, just with residual snow on the ground and other things on my mind. I didn't get in any rounds that I can think of that I remember. I think there was one day I snuck out to Vance and played a quick 18, but nothing memorable from that round. Actually, I hit a couple of really nice putts that round. I'm thinking about it. Me and my friend Devin got out there, and I shot pretty well the first round. Hit a bunch of nice birdie putts and stuff, so that was feeling good. But anyway, beyond that, we got into Christmas and just really laid low for Christmas. Didn't do much. I always go to Christmas Eve at my one friend's house, and we all hung out over there. Christmas Day, we just did a ham and mashed potatoes and collard greens and stuff, and we just hung out. Didn't do a whole lot. After that, I actually did go to Stub Stewart State Park for my birthdays a few days after Christmas. So we rented one of the little mini cabins out there at the state park, which is really awesome. Highly recommend it. Anybody listening to this in the Portland area, if you're within an hour or two of Stub Stewart State Park, it's a really cool like little disc golf getaway kind of thing you can do for really cheap. It's like less than $50 for the cabin for the night. You can get a full-size futon and then a full-size bed with a twin-size bunk bed above it. You get a picnic table. You get a fire pit. You get a little porch with a bench on the porch off of the cabin. Cabins have heat and electricity, ceiling fans. They have windows and all that stuff. So it's just like a little mini hotel kind of setup. You don't have a kitchen, but it's real easy. You just cook on the fire, or I have like a little, butane cooking or a propane camping, stove type of thing that I use out there. But the nice thing about going out there is not only is there Stub Stewart State Park disc golf course, there's a full, really beautiful 18-hole disc golf course there, but there's also a course called Buxton Woods, which is like 10-15 minutes away. And what you can do, and what I've done before, works out awesome. You go out there, you play Stub Stewart. If you book the cabin ahead of time, which I suggest, you have just the paperwork or whatever gives you a key code to get in the cabin. You get to get the key to come out of the lockbox, and then you just go in and do your thing. So you go out there, play Stubbs Stewart or Buxton, crash at the cabin, get a little fire going, hang out, maybe a couple of drinks, whatever you're into, and just relax. Me and my wife played some Yahtzee, that sort of thing. It's super quiet, nice out there, just very relaxing place to be. And then wake up the next day, pack up the cabin, and then hit the whichever other course, either Buxton or Stubb, whichever one you didn't play the first day. Obviously, you could just play Stubb both days or Buxton both days or whatever. Another cool thing about Stubbs Stewart State Park is they have a little 3-hole mini course. It's like they're all probably like 150 feet, 160 feet or so. But they're still technical enough that you have to throw a decent shot with like a putter or something to get up to the basket. And they're really fun. It's like a little triangle of just like mini golf, basically. So it's cool. You just take your putters, couple throwing putters, your main putting putters, and go out there. You can really just grab one putter and play the course. It's not like you need anything, but I was messing around, throwing a couple extra shots. It's a good way to like work on your approach game rather than just being in an open field or something. It's a good like short range approach practice. So I enjoyed that. It's also really nice if you're out there. Excuse me. It's really nice if you're out there camping or staying at the cabin. There's also campgrounds there, but I dig the cabins just because I don't have to set up a tent and it's heated and all that stuff, which is nice. There you can, if you're staying there overnight, you can just go hang some lights in the baskets and play some glow golf in the little mini course. I wouldn't want to do that too late, but I've done it before and it's super fun for sure. It's really easy and it's a good little. You don't have to go like deep into the woods to play or anything. It's just like in a little patch of woods in between the two campgrounds. So it's a really fun facility. They put good thought into it. I really like Stubbs Stewart, and it's a good time. I did not play Buxton this particular trip just because the first day we got there it was like snowy and it was super foggy. Like you couldn't see like 20, 25 feet in front of you. It was just thick fog. And got dark quick that day anyway. So I played the little mini 3-hole course a few times that day. Which was cool, like in the fog, there was a little, snow melting, kind of dripping off the trees and stuff. There was snow and ice on the ground, and it was cool. I had a lot of fun just throwing my putters around, got some birdies, and yeah, it was fun. I almost aced a hole a couple times. But yeah, definitely a fun little mini course and a cool place to hang out. So then the next day, it was actually much nicer out. The fog had broken overnight. It also rained a little bit overnight, so it kind of melted a little bit more of the snow. And by the time morning rolled around, it was just sunny and beautiful. Still cold, but it was still really nice out there. And then my buddy Johnny met up with me, and we cruised out into the woods. So Stubbs Stewart State Park disc golf course proper, the 18-hole layout they have there is super awesome. It's just great. It's one of my favorite courses. It's a real challenge. We played it, and it was all the pins were in the long position. If you've ever played it that way, it's a rough course. Like it's a really, really challenging layout. You got to throw far. You got to throw accurate. You got to hit tight gaps. Nice thing about it is that it's a really dense forest. It's beautiful down there. It's dead quiet. Like once you get into the woods, especially. I mean, most of the park, if there's not a car driving by, you're not hearing anything else. There's no highway or anything around there that you're going to hear. Like, it's just dead quiet. But when you get in the woods, it's, like, overwhelming, like, just pure silence. And it's just really nice. Other than, wildlife, you'll run into some deer. I don't think I've ever played around at Stubbs Stewart without seeing at least one deer during the round. They're all in that forest, and it's just super beautiful down there. You kind of enter into the woods parallel to the little road there, and then at some point you take a left-hand turn. It's this long shot with just like a long putter shot floating down the hill. It's like 350 feet, but you can pretty much reach it with a putter because it's way downhill. And really just a super fun layout. It's got every kind of shot you need to throw: hyzers, anhyzers, sharp turns, more sweeping turns, big uphill, big downhill, and everything in between. It's just a really, really fun, balanced layout, super challenging, especially in the long pins. The shorter pins are much more forgiving. and there are much more birdie opportunities with that. I think I only got one birdie in the whole round, and I definitely took some bogeys. I took a big number on 16, but it's a really long hole. I think it's a par 5. I think I took like an 8 or something on it. I almost lost track. It was just getting silly. Super challenging, but it's just a beautiful forest. I think it's a very well laid out course. It's got defined fairways, but it's still wooded enough that it's technical, and you have to throw a really accurate shot to navigate them. And I just think it's a great course. Anybody in the Portland area, I highly recommend you guys check out Stubbs Stewart State Park. That's a good setup, and if you can rent one of the cabins or book a campsite for the night, that's all the better in my opinion. And then, of course, like I said, you can go play Buxton, private course, over maybe 10-15 minutes away after you stay in the cabin. So yeah, it's just a nice setup out there. I had a great time, and it was good stuff. My putting and my playing overall wasn't that great. I was getting off the tee pretty well. I had one really nice birdie. It was like almost ace run, but ended up being just a drop-in birdie pretty much, which felt good. I threw the wombat low, and I just gave it a little bit of twist of the wrist right at the end to try to put a little bit of left to right on it, and it flew exactly the way I wanted it to, right down and scooted up to the bucket. It's like a little blind downhill, gentle slope to the right kind of shot. It's a real technical shot, but I executed exactly as I wanted to, which felt good. My putting has not been as great the last 2 rounds as I'd like it to be, because after I played Stubbs Stewart, the next day was New Year's Eve. Me and my buddy ran out to Vance and Rockwood and just got in a couple, a little quick 18 out there, because it was pretty cold. It was like light snowing a little bit, but still really nice, not too windy, thankfully. I did a little bit of testing at Vance and Rockwood with some of those discs that I need to review, but not enough. I really should have made a point to throw more, but there was groups in front of us, and I think there was a group behind us even, so it's harder to test plastic when there's a lot of people on the course, as you guys might expect. So, I don't want to be throwing 2 or 3 drives if there's other people around. But I did throw them, and I'm definitely enjoying the Catalyst. I'm definitely enjoying the Shrike. The Octane is a little beefier than I would probably like and find useful for my game personally, but full reviews coming on those relatively soon. Which brings me to another thing that happened that was really amazing. It made me feel really good. The other day, out of the blue, I got a message from Johnny V, John Van Derzen from Smashbox. For the record, Smashbox, definitely my favorite disc golf podcast. I only really listen to Smashbox and then Disc Golf Answer Man and Inside the Circle. I listen to those 3. Inside the Circle is on hiatus since it's off season. And then, Disc Golf Answer Man, always fun. I like that show quite a bit. I keep up on it. I listen to all the episodes. I love it too. But Smashbox is my favorite just because I love being out on the chat board with everybody. It's a funny show. I love the interplay. They have great guests, great conversations. I love that you can, be on the chat board and ask your questions and be part of the discussion. And I also love the fact that during the year, when they're, actively filming tournaments and doing live coverage and all that stuff, that you can actually be there on the chat boards with them, giving them feedback in real time. Johnny V's at the controls, or the next Tuesday night podcast after a big broadcast, they're there, they're kind of dissecting what went right, what went wrong, and everybody's part of the conversation. We like this, we didn't like that. What's up with this commercial? When is PDGA going to get a new commercial? That kind of stuff. But it's just really fun. I just really like the show. I love being a Smashy, and I like being a part of the boards. But so I got a message from Johnny V, and he was like, hey, in 2017, one of the things that we want to do is we want to bring in some more segments and kind of organize the show a little more and bring in a little bit more content. And since me and Terry don't have enough time to test plastic and do all the reviews and stuff, and we're quite frankly not that interested in doing that, you're already doing that. Maybe you would be interested in sending us like a mini version of your review, something we could play on the show, and then it'll also you can promote yourself, and we'll give you a shout out and all that stuff. I was blown away. I was surprised by it, and I was blown away, really excited. I mean, for the opportunity to be on not only one of my favorite disc golf podcasts, but one of my favorite podcasts overall. I don't listen to too many different shows. I listen to a couple other like comedy podcasts and stuff. I listen to Joe Rogan, and then some of my disc golf ones, like I mentioned. Smashbox, one of my favorites overall. It's just a great show. So to be invited to be a part of the show made me feel really good. It was just awesome, yeah. So I jumped at the chance. I was like, absolutely, anything you need me to do, let me know. And the other night, Tuesday night, debuted my first segment. Maybe you guys saw it. Hopefully you guys are already Smashies and you're already watching the show. If you aren't, definitely tune in on Tuesday nights for if you're listening to this and you enjoy my channel and my content, you guys are definitely going to like Smashbox. It was amazing, too, because they talked to Zach Melton, who's like probably the best lefty in the world. He just switched to dynamic discs, great player, has a ton of friends on tour, seems like a good guy, has a mean lefty forehand, and he's a great player. They talked to him, and then they cut away to my segment, and then after my segment, they brought out Paige Pierce, who's like one of the best female players of all time, my favorite female open player, for sure. She's just such a beast. I love watching her play. She's amazing. And then, so I'm sandwiched between them. And then the after show was Big Germ. And it's like, I'm part of the company with these people. And it's just like, really blew me away. I don't know if I deserve it, but I do work really hard. And I try to, put a lot of content together for people out there for what that's worth. I've spent a lot of time doing this. But it's been great. And I love doing it. But I've put a lot of time, quite a bit of money, and a bunch of effort into trying to build this channel, and to be included in Smashbox with such great company made me feel really amazing. So huge thank you to Smashbox, Johnny V in particular, but thank you to Terry as well for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. Hopefully they value my segment and it was worth putting on the show from their perspective. I'm sure I'm going to get more from it than they are. For them, it's just another 2 minutes for people to check out some plastics, since they don't have the time to do the reviewing. I do. I'm already doing all of it, so I might as well just kind of, bust it out. I also think that I'm actually kind of a good choice for it, because whether you like it or not, a lot of people like to hate on me because I don't put throwing footage in my reviews. But I want it to be more of a conversational style, and I want it to be more of a basic overview. If I go out and throw the disc, all that tells you is how I can throw it and tells you nothing about your form. So I try to give you guys more of a basic information about the disc, and if you like the way I describe it, then you can go buy it and check it out for yourself. Because the only way you're ever going to know if it works well for you is if you throw it. But because of that, because I'm kind of conversational, I'm actually I think I'm a pretty good fit for what they need, because it's audio. Like the podcast went out this morning. You might have heard that little notification during this recording. That was me downloading the Smashbox podcast onto my phone. And obviously they're not going to see anything when you're listening to that, so at least the information is still there, and hopefully that'll translate pretty well to people who are just interested in some of the newer releases and a quick look at them and my thoughts based on my testing and stuff. So should be a monthly segment for the next little while, at least until they feel like it's not worth it from their perspective or whatever the case may be. But I don't see any reason why they wouldn't keep doing it. Johnny V seemed to be happy with it. And it's a really amazing moment. Very cool, very surreal to see me pop up on the show and have them cut away and like mention me and stuff. It was kind of trippy, and it was awesome. So big thank you to Smashbox. Big thank you to all of you guys for supporting my channel, watching my reviews, subscribing to everything. All that stuff makes a huge difference. And obviously, if nobody watched this channel and nobody cared about it, I wouldn't be on Smashbox. I wouldn't be getting people sponsoring me and sending me plastic to review and all that kind of cool stuff that goes on since I've been able to build this thing up a little bit. And it's all thanks to you guys, so I really appreciate it. I think that's about all I got for you guys tonight, or today, this morning. I'm sitting at work, so hopefully you guys didn't hear too much background noise. There's some whirring of some refrigerators and various machines and stuff here at work, but hopefully that wasn't too distracting. If it sounds really bad when I listen back to this, I probably won't post the episode. But that's what's been going on with me. Let me know what's been happening with you guys. Let me know how your holidays, how your Christmas was. If you had any golfing, during that break, what the weather's been doing on in your town. Anything you guys want to share with me or the crew, the folks watching the videos, please feel free to do so. I'd love to hear from you guys. Much love to everybody out there. Thank you for the continued support. Stay tuned for some more content coming soon. Definitely go check out Smashbox live every Tuesday night on YouTube, on Facebook. I think they're streaming on Twitch as well. But if you want to be part of the experience there and chat with everybody, generally they mostly pay attention to the YouTube feed. So that's the chat board you want to be on if you want to be part of the discussion and ask questions and stuff. Sometimes your questions will make it through to the guests, sometimes they won't. In the after show they do after the guests are gone, it's a lot more free form. They take a lot more questions and comments and stuff. So it's a great time. Definitely go check out Smashbox. I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.